Double Feature presents Bad Crystal, a Breaking Bad podcast. On this episode, we bring you Season 4, Episode 6, Cornered, written by Jennifer Hutchinson and directed by Michael Slovis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bad Crystal, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm here with my main man, Colin, as always. Colin, what's happening, baby? What's cracking?
Nothing, dude. Just hanging out, digging holes in my front yard and beating up meth addict with a shotgun. What about you?
You got your old friend Tucker back there helping you dig those holes, and you got Walt knocking on doors saying that he's the danger and shit like that. There's a lot to get to in this episode, man. I'm so excited about this. I have been teasing for a long time that this episode heats up. Sorry, this season heats up at a certain point, and we're kind of here. We're kind of like sort of like at the go time for lack of a better term.
Right.
But yeah, man, this is I'm sorry, you asked me how I'm doing. I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm glad that we're pumping through these actually.
Mm-hmm.
We're barreling towards the end of this show, which also means we're barreling towards the end of this podcast as well. So
that's so weird. So weird to think that, because yeah, that what is there 5 or 6 episodes left?
Yeah. So this season has 13 episodes.
So 7,
and then I think the last season has 16.
Oh, okay.
It's a longer season.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But here we are, episode 6, season 4, Cornered. Like I said, man, a lot happens in this episode. What were your overall impressions on this episode? You've got Walt sort of like wigging out a bit. You've got Jesse and Mike a little bit more. Jesse shows a lot of initiative in this episode. We get I'm not going to say it's a callback to one of my favorite episodes, which is Peekaboo. The one where Jesse kind of goes into that sort of like meth house and finds that kid. I'm not saying it's like there's any callbacks to it. It's just it feels very similar. There's a lot happening in this episode. But like, talk to me. What are your overall impressions about this episode, dude?
I don't admit, as far as progressing the story, I think it's huge. And this is going to sound weird when I say it, but it's like, I kind of hated this episode, but like, I hated it because of like what the characters are doing. Like, I don't hate it in terms of story. Like, I don't hate where the story's going. It's just like, it's watching the car crashing, knowing that there's nothing you could do to stop it, and I think Walt makes just lately, some of the dumbest fucking shit he has ever done in this show. And it's like, when he went out and got the car, I literally like, fuck it, dude, fuck it. Like that. Yeah, let's fuck it. Why not? Fuck it. Like, God, it made me so mad because I'm one of those people, like, I love a good Neil McCauley. I love a good, like, under the radar, low, like keeps his ear to the ground, heat kind of like criminal. And Walt is just acting like a
walk away. We walk.
Right.
We walk.
Right. And fucking Walt is acting like a goddamn baby, dude. And like had but I think maybe that's why I brought up Neil McCauley, is at the end of Heat, obviously Neil has an out, he can go, and he chooses, he can't let it go. And I think that's the same thing with Walt. He had an out last episode for, Gale could take the fall, Heisenberg would be dead, you would have basically a perfect cover. And he's like, nah. And it's so frustrating to like see these like people of
God, I feel like watching Hate right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm alone. I'm not lonely.
Yeah. Well, it's it just sucks seeing these people that are just almost like perfect human beings just have these tiny little flaws where it's like that sucks. But all in all, I liked the episode a lot. I thought some of the characters do some really, really dumb shit. I mean, just really, really dumb shit. Mostly Walt from memory, but I'm sure I'll remember some as we go along. But in terms of plot, I mean, I feel like we're like the steak went from like rare to like from medium rare to like rare. Like it's like purple now in the middle of like, okay, we're really starting to get raw.
We're cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good episode. I liked it.
I'm so glad you put it that way. Like that, you know, you hated this episode, but not for the reasons of like, you know, criticism. It's more Vince Gilligan's writing. Like, I mean, like this is how a good drama should be. You should be able to hate the characters as they're written, you know, like like Walt especially, right? Like we'll obviously spend some time talking about Walt in this episode because he makes some questionable decisions, but like, you know, he is supposed to be making these decisions where you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like why do you keep making these stupid ass decisions? And it ultimately boils down to something that we've talked about in this podcast so many times, which is Walt's pride. Like what, like, you know, someone at this point, I can't remember if it was in this episode. Sorry, like, you know, a little bit behind the scenes. I watched this episode last week because it was supposed to record last week, so I didn't rewatch it for this recording. But when I took the notes, I can't remember if it was this episode or last episode. It was this episode, right? When Skyler's like, some part of you wants to be caught. Is that this episode?
Yeah, it is.
Because like that's kind of what's going on. Like Walt kind of like has this fucking thing of like, ah man, like I feel like, you know, I'm above the law, no one can catch me. But at the same time, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, I got caught and then I could like get out of it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's like really like sort of like testing the boundaries.
You know who he 100% Walt now is starting to remind me of is Dennis Rader, the BTK killer. That like Dennis Rader sent the cops a floppy disk, and he's like, now you can't track this, right? And they're like, no, and you know, obviously they caught him through metadata and whatnot. He goes, you know, you lied to me. I thought we were having this honorable like back and forth, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, Walt, I feel like it's starting to get to that kind of like. And one thing, BTK was he was like a Cub Scout leader, like the president of his church, like had this total mask of normalcy. And I think between Walt and him, I'm kind of starting to see a little bit of that. The facial hair, the glasses, like, I'm starting to see a little Walt and BTK.
Slightly off topic, but if you want a good representation or depiction of BTK, Mindhunter season 2 does BTK pretty awesome.
I've saw clips of it. It looks good.
Pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying. But all right, man, let's get into this episode. Like I said, we've got so much to get into. So the cold open, I love the cold open to this episode because it mirrors the open of the last episode. Like we start with the breath again. It's cool shit. It's just cool shit. Like, you know, like the last episode, Shotgun, opened with the episode with Mike in the in the back of the truck, but this time things don't really go so well for Gus's guys. You know, the hijackers have sort of like gotten smarter and a bit more cold blooded. Like these guys just full on get gassed out of the thing, and then this is brutal. I really like these two cold opens because they both point to sort of things happening outside of Jesse and Walt's sort of like sphere. Like we see so much in this show about like things that are in their control, but I love like when we see things that are out of their control, things that are just so much like you have no idea the little ant you are in this giant
right you are world. Like, you know, Walt is definitely like a big cog in that machine where he manufactures the stuff.
Sure,
but yeah, outside of that, it's like, dude, like distribution is the name of the game, you know.
Absolutely. I think this is an absolutely amazing cold open, dude. I love these guys stealing their lunches, dude.
Dude, what
and
the
just
fuck?
like eating.
That's fucked up, man. Eating the poor
It's
guy's
so
fucking
fucked up, dude.
Takis. Like, come on.
As they're fucking fighting for their lives, like breathing through the bullet holes, they see through the bullet holes. Can you imagine if they look through the bullet holes and they're just like seeing their lunch getting eaten, dude?
I looked at my apples.
Oh man, but these guys, they find what they're heading for and they head on out, right? Like you've got the they identified one container with a star stamp. That has to be illuminated by a UV light, and they head on out. And then we get the title card. We got Skyler re-listening to Walt's voice message. Her laptop is open on an article about Gail's shooting, and she confronts Walt, who was enjoying a nice snooze. There's nothing worse than being woken up, you know? Just
shut up, bitch.
Skyler goes in on him about Gail, right? Asks him whether he knows him. Walt said just enough last night. Asked whether they work together and asked who killed him. So obviously this is after the Walt's sort of the dinner with Hank, right? The dinner at Hank's rather. And Walt suggests that Hank hasn't caught the Heisenberg yet, right? Heisenberg is not Gail. Yeah, but you know, Skylar kind of like asked him a whole bunch of questions here. Was it the people you work for? Was it somebody who was at some point might want to do the same to you? Walt just says he seriously doubts it. I seriously doubt it.
Yeah.
And then Skylar just posits that she knows what happened last night. Remembers the black eye. She remembers the business disagreement that he didn't want to talk about way back when. And Walt says, no, we can't talk about this. There's a firewall, church and state.
Yeah, as if that's going to work.
This motherfucker's really trying to like separate his two lives, dude. It's just like, no, you brought Skylar into this, dude. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you brought in so many people by this ridiculous lie of the gambling and stuff where it's like, oh, yeah, come on, dude. Like, you can't, you know, even the best people, like those lives overlap at some point, you know?
Absolutely. Skylar's worried, thinks that Walt is scared, and that the message was some kind of final goodbye, right? Last night was a cry for help. Some part of you wants Hank to catch you. Right, this is where the conversation takes place. That is it. Exactly. Yes. You're like Dr. Joyce Brothers here. He's so fucking demeaning, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like the perfect storm of like his ego. He's hungover. It's like you get woken up by this. You ever just get woken up with problem and you're like, God, fucking shut up. Like there's something about
there's
that.
Nothing worse.
Ah, God, dude. Worse. Yeah, and then you're a meth kingpin with a bitchy wife on top of it. Come on, dude.
Yeah, with a retarded son. Skylar says that if he's in danger, they should go to the police, and that she doesn't say it lightly. Says that Walt is in over his head. And of course, this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Walt is, before we do get to the iconic I am the danger speech, right? We have to understand, like, we know Walt pretty well by now. Like, having like covered him throughout this podcast, I think we've got a pretty good handle on like the psychological approach of Walt. And so like when the person that he is that he supposedly loves, or the person who is kind of caring for him or whatever, totally like misunderestimates him, or like just totally is just like, you're not that guy. Like, as Mike says, you are not the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he says to Jesse, but you know. Like, can you imagine? Like that would be the most like piercing thing for Walt to hear. Is you're not that person. You're not this big kingpin. You're not dangerous. Like, there's no, that's not you, Walt. I'm sorry. Like that. Yeah. Like that induces this huge tirade.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to like. When I say it's hard to argue with that, man, I think it is hard to argue with like where I think Walt would be perfectly, if Walt had been in the shoes to kill Gale, I think Walt probably would have, like with what was on the line. But like Walt is just, he wants to have one foot in and one foot out. It's like, you can't do that. You can't have, there's no half measures. You can't have one foot in and one foot out of this world. And I love the fact that Walt, God, like when he had to kill Crazy Eight in like the first season, and he was just like heartbroken. But I think Walt is just like rock that is starting to like erode as the tide just goes back and forth over it. Like I think Walt's going to be a very different person by the end of the show.
Absolutely. But yeah, like I said, man, like Skyler's kind of going in on him, and he's sort of perceiving these as attacks on his person, and he delivers the speech. This is the big moment, right? Here we go.
If you are in danger, we go to the police.
No, I don't want to hear about the police.
I do not say that lightly. I know what it could do to this family, but if it's the only real choice we have, if it's either that or you getting shot when you open your front door,
I don't want to hear about the police.
You're not some hardened criminal, Walt. You are in over your head. That's what we tell them, and that's the truth.
That is not the truth.
Of course it is. The school teacher, cancer, desperate for money.
Okay, we're done here.
Roped into working for, unable to even quit. You told me that yourself, Walt. Jesus, what was I thinking? Walt, please, let's both of us stop trying to justify this whole thing and admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now? Who is it you think you see? Do you know how much I make a year? I mean, even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it. Do you know what would happen if I suddenly decided to stop going into work? A business big enough that it could be listed on the NASDAQ goes belly up. Disappears. It ceases to exist without me. No, you clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skyler. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
I am the one who knocks. Probably the most iconic speech in the entire, or like in the entire show.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably one of the most quotable lines from television of all time. Definitely in like the top 25,
Definitely way up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Movie quotes, it's easy. TV quotes, it gets a little bit harder. And I think I am the danger is 100% in like, I'd say the top 20 TV quotes.
Yeah, it's up there with like not Penny's boat is another moment that gets a lot of play. That's a big moment from Lost. I mean, like I can't remember. I can't. I'm sure Sopranos has a. I like the one that says no Pope.
Yeah, dude. I think man, we'll get to it. But I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots. Is probably
yes,
that's
yes,
so good,
yes,
dude.
yes.
I could swim in a river of that for days, dude. I love it.
Let me tell you a couple of treat things. But no, yeah, like I know that Bryan Cranston gets his flowers for this scene, and he absolutely should, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But Anna Gunn, Anna Gunn gets like she cops so much shit for the performance of Skyler, but she is so good in this show. Let alone this scene, man. Like this, her reaction, her face as Walt is just like going in on her, like is man,
fuck,
like holy
it's disgust.
fuck.
It's
disgust.
It's oh my god.
I don't recognize you. I don't. I don't know what this is.
Right.
I've never seen this before.
Well, and like I said, I think it cuts to that duel. Like the person who she knows as Walt, like that is definitely a part of who Walt is. He wants that. He wants the safety of modern life, but he wants to have fun but then go home and take his little kingpin hat off. So she knows like that part of Walt, and it's like, okay, well now you're really getting to know Walt because there has always been this thing deep down inside, and like
gestating.
I would be very interested to see like just I don't know, a timeline of in Walt's life. He had moments like this where it's like, yeah, he really lost it on that waiter, like just there was something underneath Walt that just like every 3 or 4 years something would happen. She's like, yeah, he just knocked this guy out at the circus. It was fucking nuts, like just shit like that,
Yeah, I mean, like she's just piecing together like all these like weird moments. For some reason, I remember. I think of Airplane. You've seen Airplane, right?
Oh hell yeah.
George never has a second coffee at home.
Oh yeah, like, is he cheating on me? That's a great movie.
That's a great fucking movie. Yeah, all right. So, this moment as well, by the way, one of my favorite bands or DJ groups is Above and Beyond. They have a song called Heisenberg, and they sample like obviously like this moment from it. There was one show. So every live show that Above and Beyond do, they go and get someone from the crowd, and it's called Push the Button. So they get someone from the crowd up to the stage, and like they push the button, right? Like the music builds up to this big crescendo,
Mm-hmm.
and then they push the button, and then it's whatever. I'll never forget the year that the Breaking Bad finale took place. I think it was like 2013. They were at EDC in Vegas, and Bryan Cranston was the one who pushed the button on stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so cool. Like, I'm sure there's a video of it on YouTube. It's pretty awesome because he's just like, he's got his full head of hair, and he's just like, Breaking Bad, Above and Beyond. It's so cool. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I am the one who knocks. And I'm not going to get into spoiler territory here, but a certain character later on in next season will say, "I don't even know who I'm talking to," and it's interesting when you compare it to this episode, like to this moment, right? Like when he says, "Who are you talking to right now?"
Yeah.
Like there truly is transformation happening with the character of Walt. It's funny because I wrote down a line here. He's like, he should have said, "I am the one who sends Jesse to knock."
Yeah.
Because a lot of this is posturing. Like I mean, like there is like obviously we know Walt has killed people.
Sure.
Like we definitely know that, whether it's in cold blood or not. Probably not. I mean, Jesse's probably the only character out of the two who's killed someone in cold blood, but he's definitely killed people. However, there is posturing. Walt is not this big kingpin,
Right.
not yet.
Right.
Anyway,
Like when this quote,
Gus exists.
right. When this quote hit this episode, I was kind of surprised. Where I was like, I thought this moment was going to happen in like season 5. Like later on, when
Right.
like I know the temperature is going to be like all the way up, and Walt's going to go full height, a little Heisenberg. So like that's why I was kind of surprised. Where I'm like, well, hold on, let's just tally here. You got punched like a bitch at a lunch counter.
Exactly.
Like let's just tally up the little bitch moments here, Walt.
Well, it makes more sense for it to be here. Like for who we know as Walt, like Walt is someone who postures a lot and like someone who makes himself out to be the bigger peacock than he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that it's here in season 4, mid-season 4, than at the end.
Right.
And of course,
Right.
Skyler's very clearly shaken as Walt goes to have a shower. After his shower, Walt goes back out to the bedroom, seemingly to apologize, but Skyler's gone along with her car. Like again, like he went from a moment of full like power to just like total like powerlessness.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? He's walking around like no t-shirt or anything, out of the shower. And like again, it was just a moment of posturing, and like now he's just back to being old fucking, I don't know, just someone whose wife has left him again.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Just a very emasculating, walking out and being like, "Oh, cool, and my child is gone. Nice."
Right. At the car wash, Walt reunites with Bogdan. Place sells as is. I don't want her coming back with more demands, says Bogdan. He's fucking terrified of her. Bogdan asks whether Walt is the boss now and whether he's ready. And of course, in a great comedic moment, Bogdan imparts some wisdom on Walt. Being in charge is not easy. It takes hard work. Maybe when you're boss, you'll just kick up your feet and relax. Boss has to be tough. Has to say no to people. has to make cashiers wipe down cars, even if they don't want to. And then he asks Walt whether he can be tough. And Walt just like stares like daggers at Bogdan, like just with a steely fucking stare.
Yeah, I like
before
this.
handing over the key. This is great. This whole thing with Bogdan is so good. And it's funny because like if we think about how like emasculated Walt was just now with like Skyler's leaving and taking Holly, like here he is like trying to like get back his power,
Right?
or
Yeah.
get back his like confidence.
Yeah, this week on Misguided Anger, like
Right. Before handing over the keys, Bogdan takes a moment to reflect. Who'd have thought that someday I'd be handing these keys to you? Bogdan goes to take his first $1. What? Who is this guy? Fucking Krusty Krabs?
Yeah,
Mr. Krabs?
Yeah.
Krusty
This
Krabs.
is one. I was like, Jesus Christ, Walt! Like, it's pretty fucking brutal.
Dude, this is like this is like arch villain kind of shit. This is like, holy shit, dude! Give the guy his $1, man.
Well, especially when I know you're getting to it, but with Walt, what Walt does with it, it's just like, what the fuck, like that like that's that I what, but I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I feel like that's kind of like the theme of this episode is Walt trading in a lot of like that integrity for a quick like treat. Like, he gets Junior the car. He has to show his ass off at Hank in the episode prior. Like, he has to hire the cleaning ladies and be like, look, I'm the, like, you're sacrificing, like, you're acting like a fucking little kid. A little kid would not understand the relevance in that $1. But the little kid would crack it open and go get a fucking Coke. And that's what you're doing. You're acting like a little kid. And it's one of the things that drives me nuts about Walt in this episode is like, I feel like he is like unfucking raveling. I've never seen him act this stupid.
Yep. Definitely unraveling. Like you said, Bogdan goes to take his first $1, which is framed, and then Walt, in a moment of pettiness, reminds him about the agreement, as is, smashes the frame, runs it through the vending machine, and buys himself a Coke. Like, okay. We talked about how Walt's posturing a lot in this episode. I love that like the cinematography is also sort of posturing in this episode too, because the shot of him walking over to the machine, it's so like it's this really like foreboding and ominous shot, but it's literally just him going to get a Coke.
Yeah, the shot of him
Like,
smashing the frame is just top
good
notch
stuff.
I love that.
Good stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this episode is directed by one of the cinematographers. This is directed by Michael Slovis, who is one of the cinematographers of the show, one of the regulars.
Yeah, this is a great
it
looking
makes sense
episode.
that there are these. So we're with Jesse and Mike at this diner. Mike notices that Jesse's got the shakes, some kind of withdrawal symptoms here. Jesse says that he's fine and that it's because he's not using. Mike offers Jesse his dinner, tells him to eat something. Mike receives a call. He heads on out, but not before Jesse asks whether he needs some help. And then we're back at the White residence. And what are we doing, Colin? What are we doing at the White residence with Walt and Walt Jr.? What are we... the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day.
I love to think that Walt Jr. goes to school and he's just like, do you have any breakfast? And she's like, this is fucking biology. Like, shut the fuck up. Them sitting down, and it's always like they're always just eating like fucking cereal. I'm like, do you guys not have? I had 2 yogurts for breakfast this morning. You don't have an apple in the house? Like, do you have nothing else besides
2 hard-boiled eggs and I had toast.
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah. Whoa, you're eating eggs now?
Yeah,
you hate eggs.
Did you know? Yeah,
you hate
eggs.
That's
so funny. That's so funny.
You hate
dude.
eggs
like,
and orange
holy
juice.
Shit. I used to. I mean, look, I still hate eggs. Right? This is a very like off topic thing. But yeah, I used to hate eggs, and then like, I started seeing a personal trainer like towards the end of like last year, sort of thing. He kind of like devised me up a meal plan, and he's like, so eggs are a superfood, and like like you should like start having eggs. And I was like, oh fuck, fine, all right. So I started having like 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast every morning. and 2 pieces of toast with like natural peanut butter, and that's kind of like become like my ritual now. Steph looks at me now and is just like, "You eat eggs? This is so it's so weird." To
As
see
long
you
as
eating
I
eggs.
have
It's
known Zoheb, he is like because breakfast food I love, and I remember us talking about this. You didn't like eggs or orange juice. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Like it was really kind of like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" Would you eat a sausage,
still
egg,
don't
and
like
cheese?
orange juice.
Will you eat a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit? Like if the egg is on the sandwich, would you eat it like a
No.
breakfast sandwich? What? Oh my god!
Yeah, I think so. I like eggs. I'm I'm still warming up to eggs, but I only like it right now in like certain ways. I can only I eat them out hard boiled for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I can have it. I can have them in like fried rice, like fried like eggs in like rice.
Yeah,
like where
some
it's
ramen.
all
Yeah,
sort of broke. Yeah, where it's all like broken up and like
Mhm.
there's other things in it too.
riveting
But I
podcasting
can't-
stuff right now. By
Yeah.
the way, sorry, this
You
is
know
a big
what?
deal.
Like people always talk about like we should fucking inject ourselves into these podcasts, and here we are. Here we are. This is what you're listening to.
Yeah, no, I stopped. I was like, "You're eating eggs." They like it caught me off guard. Sorry. What were you saying?
Dude. Like you know how like in that episode of The Office where Pam's pregnant and like Dwight like peels the hard boiled egg. That's me in the mornings.
Yeah,
That's me in the mornings, dude.
Well, and it's kind of insane. You went immediately to hard boiled. That's where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I could see like I don't like scrambled eggs or fried eggs, but I like sunny side up. Okay, cool. But straight to hard boiled is like fucking insane.
I'll tell you what else was a game changer. When we moved up here, we found a cafe, and we went and had breakfast. And they did this thing, and I'm sure this is very like popular, but this is the first time I found it. It was sourdough, so like a sourdough toast with like I can't remember what they put on it, like just probably like butter, and then like scrambled eggs, and then chorizo. And I was like, hello?
I'll have
This
to
is
try
fucking
that.
beautiful. Dude, you gotta have chorizo for breakfast. It was beautiful. Like beautiful.
I like it. It just disagrees with me.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Gives
yeah.
you the shits?
Just heartburn and the shits and stuff. But
Oh.
anyways, we're eating breakfast at Walt's house.
Oh, shit. That random episode of Bad Crystal where we just started talking about breakfast.
I mean, I guess one in
Look.
4 seasons isn't bad.
It's fitting considering how much breakfast is consumed in this show.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's fine.
true.
It's fine for us to talk about our breakfast routines.
Yeah, and the fact that they're just always eating fucking cereal. I think that's what drives me nuts. Is like when this show inevitably ends and they're all dead or move away or whatever. Like the cereal market in New Mexico takes like a huge dive. It's like I think we had like 4 dozen families die in New Mexico. Like people in the business.
Captain Crunch fucking stocks just like take a nosedive.
Captain Crunch like my doubloons.
That's so funny, dude. I gotta tell Steph that you were like you paused the podcast.
Yeah,
You were just like you fucking eat eggs.
that's a big deal, man.
All right, so Junior and Walt have breakfast because, of course, Skyler had spoken to Junior, asked whether he's okay, not to worry. Walt's curious about dude. The way he asked about this is like it's like he's waiting for an oil change. He's like, is there a rough timetable on this thing?
Yeah, yeah. He's like trying to be inquisitive by not being inquisitive at the same time.
Right. Junior sympathizes with Walt. Thinks it's about the gambling. He says he has a disease, like he's an alcoholic. Right. She's not even allowed to be mad at you. And Walt says it's about choices and that he's made choices that he stands by. Well, okay, so do you... Because I do sympathize with Junior here, to be quite honest. Like, do you sympathize with Junior's approach, like Junior's sort of mindset here? Like, I mean, Junior's caught up in the middle of like these two arguing about this, like about Walt's criminal activities, and obviously Junior's not privy to a lot, like the information that we're privy to. So, like, Junior has to start making like these assumptions, and it's sad, like that he's sort of like being misled, and he's being misled for the greater good, right? I mean, like if you tell him the truth, that's going to be worse,
right? No, well, there's no way.
It is exactly, but him having to assume that it's about Walt's gambling, and that Walt has like a disease and he's sick and he's mentally not all there. I don't know. I kind of feel for him a little bit. Not Walt. I feel for Junior a little bit.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that because it's one thing going through a divorce, but then all the other stuff all the time behind it, obviously. And it's like Walt has cancer and Junior has, is it cerebral palsy? Is that what he has? Or
I think it's MS.
MS. Okay. Yeah. Like with him, he's got a sister that's like what, 4 or 5 months old. She's not like she's a baby, and then he's got MS. Walt has cancer. You're buying a car wash. Your dad's a gambling addict. Your parents are getting divorced. Like it's kind of a lot on this kid.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It is cerebral palsy. Sorry to everyone who has cerebral palsy. We'll keep going. I accidentally left the Discord call. This is such a fucking chaotic episode. But yeah. Sorry, I closed my Chrome browser and we're in Discord. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were talking about you being a piece of shit.
He does. He does have cerebral palsy.
My
bad.
Right. It's a lot. It's a lot on for a kid who my dad had a heart attack, a very almost fatal heart attack when I was in high school, and then my grandfather died on my mom's birthday, like all in the same week. All of this happened in like a 7-day period. So and like that was crazy enough. So what Junior's got going on is like, at least he's still halfway normal, and he's got to be like a senior, right? Because he's been in this high school for this is the 4th season. He has to be a senior, right?
I'm pretty sure we never see him graduate. Like the show ends before we see him graduate.
That's crazy. That's nuts. I mean, he's in high school the entire time. Like, I mean, the timeline of it must be like 2 seasons or in 1 year or something. It's got to be like, there's no way.
You don't remember when he was in kindergarten at the start of the show? Yeah,
right. Yeah, yeah. Because at the beginning, I'm like, okay, like RJ Mitri, whatever his name is. I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's probably 14. Like, I started high school when I was like 13 or 14 because I have a summer birthday. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's got yada yada yada. But the fact that he never graduated high school, my head just like, whoosh, when you said that, I was like, what? Like, he never graduates high school. He's like 22. They just ship him off to like a daycare all day. Like, we don't want to deal with this fucking dude. All he does is ask for breakfast food and drool on us, and we're fucking tired of it. We don't want him in the house anymore. We have a baby. He's a burden. I'll say it. He's a burden. We want to get rid of him.
Oh, shit.
I feel like that was like I channeled a little Always Sunny. I've been watching Always Sunny lately a lot, so that's like a Dennis Reynolds moment.
Oh man, I you know how much I love Dennis. I love me some Dennis Reynolds.
You have a dead tooth,
right,
and I hate it. Sorry,
because of the implication. On the drive to school, Junior asks Walt whether he's moving back in, and Walt says that he's not. Walt decides that Junior should skive off school today, and they take a little bit of a detour. They roll up to this used car dealership. I think if you're going to buy me off, buy me off. This is a great, Junior doesn't get a lot of moments. This is a great Junior moment.
It is. It's good. Yeah, it's very self-aware, where he's like, I know I can milk this for a lot more than what it's getting right now. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love the hard cut to the Challenger pulling up to the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. It's good.
Absolutely.
It's good stuff. By the way, hey, Junior, that's way too much coffee, dude.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, maybe like a 1999 Toyota Camry or some shit. Like,
I mean, because he's still trying to learn how to drive, and he has a physical impairment. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I give him something that like Dominic Toretto gets in a Fast and Furious, like maybe don't give the kid that. Last time I remember Junior driving, he was still using 2 feet to like braking gas. And I'm like, maybe don't give him something that goes V8. 160 in 8 seconds. Like, don't do that.
Oh, Jesus. Walt arrives at the laundry and encounters Jesse. He wants an update on the little field trips that he's been taking with Mike. Jesse says he's like Mike's backup, He's like a second set of eyes. Walt asks whether this responsibility has to fall on Jesse. What are you, a former Navy SEAL? Do you not even question this? Do you really believe that you mean anything to these people? And again, it's Walt doing kind of like what he does best, and that's just bringing Jesse down, bringing him down,
Right.
dude. Like, holy shit! Like, do you really believe that you mean anything to these people? What a fucking line!
You know what's more fucked up? He's not wrong. Like Jesse is totally being like because I kind of had the same reaction. I was like, God damn, Walt. And then I'm like, but he's not like Walt's right for the wrong reasons, you know, where it's like you're not doing this because you care about Jesse. It's because you don't have information. That's why you give a shit about this. But yeah, he's not wrong. Jesse is totally he's being worked like a puppet, you know.
What Jesse's caught in the middle, and I'm going to say much like Walt Jr. is caught in the middle, but Jesse's caught in the middle in a much different, more serious way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesse assumes they don't want him to get high and that he's not a loser after all because he saved Mike. And Walt takes a moment to think, what if it's all just a setup? What if this robbery wasn't even real? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. And he asked Jesse how long the guys have chased him. The guys chased him. This whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
Dude, that's like almost a Seinfeld level. Like
it's a genuine like laugh out loud moment.
Yes. Dude. Yes. Like it is like, okay. I mean, the crazy part is I don't think Walt's even wrong about that, but it's the fact that
he's not.
Like the way that
actually I mean, I can't elaborate on it. It's not entirely about him. It's more about it's more about Gus's operation.
Right. So, but I think like on the big scale, you're saying it's like big. If you're looking from the outside in, it's all this big.
Yes.
But I think in this tiny little micro situation we have between them, he's not wrong. But like God, the way he says it is just so like, I am God. Like it's this, you know, like. I don't know, dude. And it's so funny I said Seinfeld because he was the dentist, Mark Watley, in that.
Yes, he was.
But holy shit, man. Like it is like you said, laugh out loud 100%. Like when I watched it, I was like, you could hear my eyes rolling in the back of somebody else's head. I was like, oh my God, come on.
It's still so good how this show manages to balance serious stuff and pure comedic moments. This is such a fantastic episode for that, where we get some great laughs, but also some really serious shit. As we're going to fucking find out with Tucker. Yeah, we'll get to that moment. At the lab, they receive a phone call. It's for Jesse. I'll be right up, he says, and he leaves. Walt runs upstairs, tries to speak to these ladies about who's working the laundry. And I just wrote in my sentence here in my notes. Where would we be without undocumented immigrant labor?
Yeah, probably Gus's like bread and butter, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, but this is mind-numbingly stupid from Walt. Absolutely mind-numbingly stupid.
I love the moment where he's trying to like coax them back to the actual the main washing machine.
Oh yeah,
that like is the entrance, and they realize, and they know better not to approach. Like it's so good. It's so good. Like I love that we didn't get a scene of Tyrus or Gus or someone explaining to the staff of the laundry not to bother anyone, like or not to approach.
Yeah,
like anyone coming from that washing machine. I love that we've been like it's insinuated that everyone in this laundry has been spoken to and been warned about possible consequences of what could happen if they were to approach that super lab door.
Right. Well, and the fact that, you know, what their consequences of being, the fact that Gus can have their entirety of their lives just removed, you know, not killed, but the fact that he can ship them back to another country is like, well, yeah, these are obviously like, you know, these have to be, you know, people that are here, like, yeah, undocumented, you know, undocumented workers. And like the fact that it's not something that Walt considers is fucking insane to me. Of like, dude, you know, nobody else, like the like, just think of the fucking effort that they have put into this, where they are literally where they have a wolf in the middle of all the sheep's clothing in the middle of Albuquerque. They're hiding, and they have this insane, elaborate setup, and you drag 3 fucking strangers in there and decide that this, like, what, dude, you're lucky you didn't get them all killed. Like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Like, it is so. And just for Walt to sit there and drink out of Gail's coffee thing absolutely like infuriated me. I was like, you fucking bitch, dude. Oh my God.
There is and I'm not, this is not really a spoiler, but there's a moment, there's a few moments in Better Call Saul where the cartel have realized that someone has information about a certain something in relation to their operation, and this guy's sort of like kind of like he's in the wind. The lengths that the cartel goes to silence this guy is absolutely nuts.
I believe
like,
it, man.
like it's crazy. Like this is not a spoiler, and I don't want it to I don't want it to ruin your experience of Better Call Saul if you do end up watching that show. But some of Better Call Saul, obviously you know that Better Call Saul is a bit of a prequel. You do see the construction of the super lab in Better Call Saul. Like, that is a big part of it.
I'm down to pod about that as well after we finish this.
Yeah. No, we should. Yeah, that show covers the engineers who built that super lab, the builders who cover that super lab, and what they do, what the cartel does with the people who built that super lab.
Yeah. Closing all ends.
Is just a tease. Yeah, this is just a tease. I'm not going any further, but like, yeah, Better Call Saul is insane. It's a crazy show.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, universal language. Walt offers these ladies cash. Presidente Grant, very important man. He'll give them more money after they clean the thing. The women speak amongst each other in Spanish. I think we're good. Cranston is so good here, by the way, as he's sort of like he's the devil with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's the white man coming to offer money to steal these.
Right.
Well, how do you live in New Mexico and not speak Spanish? Come on, like
it's
that's literally thing, right? New Mexico.
Even when I was in California, I mean, in LA, like a lot of the signs were like English, and then under it was like Spanish. The Spanish.
Yeah, we do that here.
Yeah,
we're in Tennessee.
Yeah,
like we do that here.
Yeah, wow. The ladies help him out, and I love the yapping in Spanish as they clean. They're just fucking the shot of them all cleaning this shit, and they're just yapping amongst each other. Walt pours himself a coffee and looks up at the security camera, just nodding. It's another great moment.
Infuriating.
Yeah, he's poking the bear. He's poking the bear, and he's not thinking.
Oh, he's teabagging the bear at this point. We poked it a while back. He's over there.
He's dunking his nuts in its mouth.
Yes, he's nuts to snout on this bear right now.
Yeah, I watched the Werner Herzog movie the other day, Grizzly Man, about that guy who fucking gets fucked up by the grizzly bear.
Yeah,
this is what happens. This is what happens, dude.
Yeah,
Skyler drives with Holly through the desert. They're at the Four Corners Monument where Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico each converge. She goes to the monument and flips a coin. It lands in Colorado. She flips it again, and it lands again in Colorado. And as this is happening, she's shedding tears. And yeah, I love the moment where she looks down at Holly. Holly looks up at her, and she drags the coin over to New Mexico with her foot. It's this moment of like as you said, right? The characters in this episode make dumb decisions, and this is Skylar's one. But Skylar's doing this because she probably still loves Walt, even just a little bit.
Yeah,
she has a family with Walt. She has a life in New Mexico. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask. Plus, there's the added temptation of if they get away with this, they can be successful.
Yeah, and I guess I don't hate like well, let me take that back. I hated this scene when I first saw it. Absolutely hated it. I thought it was like melodramatic and like I was like, good God, come on. This is the equivalent of like at the end of the indie movie, they get in the back of the cab and they're like, where do you want to go? They're like, home, and it's like, oh God, I fucking hate that. Like, where do you want to go? Everywhere. It's like, I hated it.
Lady, I don't know where your home is. I'll just fucking drive the taxi, dude.
Dakota John. Yeah. And I guess I hate the way they went about it, but I like what the scene represents because she's not just like a plot device to be thrown around. Like, she's a character. She has her own agency. She has options that, she can do. And I like the fact that there's some kind of, she is looking out. She is looking out for her family. She's not just going on for this ride all willy nilly. But I think that Skyler has had a lot of fun playing pretend and like, oh, I'm the, Mrs. Heisenberg until this point. And now she's like, oh, okay. Now I'm starting to get a little freaked out. Now I'm starting to get a little, this is not good. And I think that there's a hard crash. This has begun the descent of the USS Skyler to reality of like, oh shit, okay, this is not good. I like she's getting humbled a little bit. Walt needs it goddamn too.
But every character in this show makes a choice that ultimately either leads them to their demise or makes them incredibly successful. Like, it's an inflection point, right? Mm-hmm. And this is Skyler's. This is the big inflection point. Like, this is the big sliding doors moment of like if she hadn't dragged her foot and gone to Colorado, what could have become? What could have become of Skyler and Holly and Walt Jr. and
Right, 100%.
We're with Jesse and Mike. They're watching this house. There's some guys in there that have 3 pounds of their product, which they're selling, and they didn't get it from them. Jesse asks why they don't just go in there and take it by force, but Mike believes they're using the product and they're also armed. I don't care for unpredictable, so we wait. And Mike brought sandwiches. Pimento cheese. How's that sound?
Disgusting.
Jesse, of course, waits like 10.4 seconds before he exits the car.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's like, I'm not sitting here all fucking day waiting.
Say a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this whole scene a lot. I think is like a masterclass on, there's something about how Jesse baits them out and, when doing it in a way that Mike would never think to do. Mike is a detective. He's probably never even touched meth, and he's like, I'm not touching that shit. And the fact that Jesse has all this, this rugged kind of past, I think is really interesting to see where, we know Mike was a cop, so he was on the other side of that beat. He was never the perp running from the cop, I feel like. So there's like maybe once or twice, like after he started this line of work. But the fact that Jesse's like, yeah, but I know meth heads, and like the shot on the camera on the shovel, like over his shoulder. And the little look, if you go back and watch it, Jesse just very kind of looks over his shoulder at the camera where Mike would be like, fucking watch this, and just starts digging. I just thought this was a masterclass in tension, and like this feels like a I don't know, a cat and mouse kind of thriller crime film. It's like this little micro scene in here that's like, oh, it's so good though, man. I love it.
It's a masterclass in tension, but it's also a masterclass in like paying off your character. This is such a growth moment for Jesse. Like, this is such a look how far Jesse has come in terms of using a non-violent solution to this problem, right? Using knowledge based on his experience with methamphetamine and like his experience with people who have used methamphetamine, and how he assumes this person's likely to react when he just starts digging this hole. And it gets Mike's attention, and Mike for the first time, a smile streaks across his face. Like,
right.
for the first time, dude. He's thoroughly impressed by Jesse here. It's so good. So
Well,
good. This is one of my favorite moments in the entire show.
Yes. I love the fact that Mike is finally like, this is really starting to feel like Men in Black, where he's like, I haven't been training a partner, I've been training a replacement kind of feel. So I think that Mike is really starting to catch that, and the fact that Jesse is, he's not like, just going in guns blazing trying to kick ass. He goes in there and actually uses like history repeats itself, knowledge is power, and he uses all of that to make the best situational outcome where there's no death, there's very little injury at all. Like, it's great. The fact that he doesn't make a goddamn spectacle out of it, and cops don't show up, and neighbors don't hear gunshots, and meth is found. I love that. I love that so much,
dude. when he's digging in, how deep do you think it is? Pretty deep. He plays this guy like a fiddle, dude. It's so good. Inside the house, the mood shifts though, right? The place is an absolute pigsty. Like I said, it's reminiscent to the house that we saw in Peekaboo. And Jesse encounters this dude who's just shouting out, Tucker! Tucker! Do you know this guy? Do you know this actor?
Yeah, from Mr. In-Between. Scott or Justin Rosniak.
Yes, the actor's name is he's fast becoming one of my favorite actors. His name is Damon Herriman. He's an Aussie actor. He also played Charles Manson in Mindhunter and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So he's played Charles Manson twice, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's actually really good. By the way, if you haven't seen Mr. In Between, you should watch Mr. In Between.
It's great. Yeah, I started it. It's very good.
So good.
Keep going, by the way. I got to grab a phone charger. Keep going.
But yeah, Damon Herriman looks absolutely insane. I did not clock that this was Damon Herriman until this viewing. I think like since the last I watched the show, Damon Herriman was just not a factor for me. But man, he's really risen amongst the ranks of character actors for me, man. Like, he's so good. But yeah, Tucker needs to keep his damn mouth shut. I don't have enough for you, all right? He's so good.
Yeah.
And trouble? What's that mean? You don't put thoughts in my head. It's so, like, dude, the way he's standing there with that fucking giant shotgun, dude. Like, holy fuck.
Well, the fact I think Jesse is realizing, he's like, all right, I know meth heads, but this guy is like elevated. Like, he's like captain. I've never been this high on meth in my life, so I don't really know this. Like, okay, there is. Okay, no, I've gone too far.
This guy's like the general of meth heads over here. Jesse knocks him out while he's distracted and grabs a shotgun. Mike enters, looks at the lid of the Los Pollos Hermanos bucket, and then the scene changes, right? Walt gives the ladies their payment. They run into Tyrus, who gives them a stern talking to. And Tyrus is putting them on a bus, one that takes them back to Honduras.
Fuck, man, I hate this.
I hate it too, because and Walt immediately realizes what's going on, right? He says it was his idea. Gus shouldn't blame them. Tyrus says he does. And once again, man, like, Walt is unable to look at the consequences or predict the consequences of his own actions. How did he not see this coming? How did he not see like this is the lesser of the two evils, right? Like, how did he not see the more predictable version, which is these women dying at the hands of Gus?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's bizarre to me, but like that's as you said, like, what makes some stupid decisions in this episode, and this is one of them.
No, 100%. Like, this was one of the most infuriating. And I think as this was happening, I thought back when we had Carlos and Floyd on, and I think it was Carlos who was like, "You just see like how far the Walt cancer spreads over the show," and this is 100% like. I mean, these women will almost never be back in the country. I think 100%. Oh God, what is his name? Jesus, Gus. I think totally blanked. I think Gus will absolutely make sure that there's no way. I bet you he gets these women to Honduras and then kills them. Like, he's like, I'm not going to do it here. There's like,
Yeah, I can see that.
Walt would throw a fit, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just don't see, if they're that stringent about the people who built the lab that you were talking about, why would they not just shoot these women in the back of the head when they get to Honduras? You know, like, don't do it on U.S. soil. It's way more of a problem here. You know, we'll do it when we get down there. It's like,
I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Totally see that. Yeah.
Jesse and Mike again at the diner. Gus arrives and Mike asks for some privacy. Mike says the crew that hit their truck gave away the cargo to nobodies. It was all about sending a message. Ready to talk was written on the bucket lid. And Mike wants to hire 10 to 15 good operators. He wants to hit them hard, hit them where they live. And Gus says, no, I want the war to stay cold for now. In relation to their message, Gus wants to set up a meeting. And then he asks Mike about how Jesse did today. And we don't hear this conversation, but I'm sure Mike said nothing but good things, considering how impressed he was. And then Gus exits the diner. Jesse asks Gus why him, and Gus says, I like to think I see things in people. Now, what do you think? What do you interpret by that?
I mean, I think that we would all like to think that Jesse could become like a Walt, or not a Walt, a Mike, and run security and do things. But like, I think deep down we all kind of know that Jesse's not that. Like, he's a good right hand man, or like a good lieutenant. But I don't think Jesse's the type of person to like really take charge at this point and like lead like all of Gus's security. I think that what Gus is more likely referring to is he sees the stuff inside of Jesse that he can manipulate, you know, that he's like, I like to think I see things in people. And what he sees is the means to, you know, either gain more control or get rid of Walt. Like, there's some kind of end game to this. I feel like that's not, you know, maybe he might just be stepping up and taking over for Mike. But I think going on one run that might have been a setup is, you know, I think it's a little far fetched to think that. I think that's what Gus wants us to think. I definitely think that there's something going on with Jesse, that there's some kind of long end game of like what Walt said, driving that wedge in between the two of them.
Okay, I like that. We'll find out soon what he means by that. I mean that in the next few episodes. Skyler arrives back at the house, sees the car in the driveway, and pretty much almost in an ironic cut, Walt's in the dining room telling Junior to slow down. The car's not going anywhere. It's like the cut is so funny, dude. It's Skyler arriving like into the driveway, parking, and then seeing the car, and then like hard cut to just like Walt being like, slow down, the car's not going anywhere. And it does not get great gas mileage, Junior.
Oh God,
like,
no.
Like he's like, it's got great gas mileage. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you know about great gas mileage, Junior? I remember, okay, when I was younger, this is just really quick aside. When I was younger, I had no frame of reference about like gas mileage or like what was good gas mileage or anything like that. So when I like got my new car, like when I was 16, my first car, and someone asked me, "Oh, how many kilometers do you get per per full tank?" And I said 50.
50 kilometers? Jesus.
I thought that was far, dude. I thought that was far.
What is that, like 30? What is that, like 30 miles?
Yes.
Something like that? I mean, that's not 30 miles to the gallon is not terrible. Like, it's not. No,
dude, a full tank.
Oh, a full tank. Oh, yeah, that's
it's
insane.
Like 500 kilometers. That's pretty normal.
No, yeah, a gallon.
Why did I say 50?
Yeah, 50 for a full tank is like, you have a gas leak, dude.
That's
I was like, dude, 30 miles to the gallon's actually kind of standard now. Like, that's not bad at all. I was like, oh,
not per gallon.
No.
No. But like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's exactly what like Walt Jr. is doing. Like, he's got no frame of reference for anything, so it's just like he's just trying to sell, like, he's like why you should keep the car. You
Right.
know?
Right.
He wants to drive it around the block. Skyler tells him to be careful and gives him a kiss goodbye. Skyler asks Walt whether he got the car wash keys, which he hands over. Walt says that he might have overstated things earlier, and he's sorry to be so forward. And interestingly, Skyler recoils at Walt's touch.
Mhm.
Walt says, "I need you to understand that you are safe. Everything I do it to protect this family." Now, we've seen Walt say this or think this throughout the show multiple times, and it gets less true and true as the show goes on. And I think at this point, if we reevaluate how true that statement is, where he says, "Everything that I do it to protect this family,"
Right.
I think it's still ultimately true, but I think it's less true. Like it's not.
Right.
It's not.
Well, yeah, and as time is going on, it becomes obviously more and more about Walt, and
Right.
this whole thing has been he could stop now, and still have plenty of money. Um,
Absolutely.
it's just the fact that it's just continued is just ridiculous.
He's in remission, dude. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? This started when he was dying. Like he
Right.
was supposed to like leave money. He was doing it to leave money for his family, but like that's no longer necessary. You know? So I don't know. um Skylar asks whether buying the car was protecting the family. He says, "Yeah, okay, I know it's flashy, but he needed a car and I'm his father." Skylar says that it goes back tomorrow. That car directly contradicts our story. What do you think the neighbors are going to say?
Mm-hmm.
Walt says that he's worried Junior will blame Skylar for this. She knows that he will, and that she'll be placed in the position of the villain. Someone has to protect this family from the man that protects this family.
Great line.
What a line, and what a beat to finish the episode on. You know, like I know we talked about Skylar a lot in this episode, and we've talked throughout this show about how Anna Gunn has been villainized for her performance as Skylar, but it's very meta for it to be in the show as well. Like that she is like this sort of like false villain
Mm-hmm.
for Junior.
Yeah, that it's a very easy like scapegoat to blame a lot of stuff on well, like especially when there's like divorce and stuff, and kids usually end up going with their mother anyway, so it's like the person who's uh it's like the Dark Knight when it's like the hero we deserve, not the hero we need kind of thing, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like she's like I'll be the bitch because somebody has to be kind of thing. And sometimes those are like sometimes those some of the best people that you work with and end up becoming like managers of like, I know sometimes I'm an asshole, but it's because like how things things have to run smoothly. Somebody has to be the stick,
Absolutely. But that concludes this episode of the show. All in all, I think a pretty solid episode. I really enjoy this episode. I think this episode has a a lot of like series highlights for me. Obviously you get the I'm the one who knocks speech, but I think as we talked about the scene where Jesse sort of like mind fucks the meth head and starts like
Mhm.
digging. Like I think that's a series highlight scene for me. It's very understated. It's not a big moment where everyone like dies. There's no big shootout or anything, but it's a great character development episode. It's a I absolutely love this episode, dude.
Yeah, I ended up liking it more than I thought, but I just I hate the way we went about some of the stuff. But yeah, it was a good episode. I had a lot of fun talking about it.
Cool. All right, man. We'll be we're gonna be covering Problem Dog next episode. Problem Dog's a good episode as well. And then we're kind of just like we're launching into this run of Problem Dog, Hermanos, Bug, Salud, Crawl Space, End Times, and then Face Off. This is this is about to be a generational run of Breaking Bad episodes, and I can't wait. I'm so excited, man.
Yeah.
This is
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week here on Bad Crystal Breaking Bad podcast. Colin, do you have anything else that you want to say before we head out of here?
No, just always appreciate you guys listening, and excited to keep moving forward and then start some other podcasts.
Awesome. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.